The physiology of attrition. 100 meters down the slope, in a dugout carved into the permafrost, Captain Dr. Ananya Rao was fighting a losing battle. The field hospital smelled of rubbing alcohol, stale sweat, and the metallic tang of fear. On the cot lay a young sepoy, barely 20. His lips were blue, a condition known as cyanosis. His chest rattled with every breath, a sound like crinkling cellophane. O2 saturation is at 60%, Ananya muttered, checking the pulse oximeter. He's hypoxic. Get him into the gammo bag, now. The gammo bag was a portable hyperbaric chamber, a nylon sack that looked like a large sleeping bag. Once the patient was zipped inside, Ananya used a foot pump to pressurize it, simulating a descent of several thousand feet. It was the only way to reverse the edema without evacuation. As the medic pumped, the rhythmic whoosh, whoosh, whoosh filled the tent. "Doctor," the medic whispered, "we are down to our last 2 cylinders of oxygen. The supply convoy from Leh hasn't reached. The Zojila Pass is blocked." Ananya looked at the boy in the bag. Then she looked at the 3 other soldiers sitting on the bench, clutching their chests, waiting for their turn to drown. "Triaging," Ananya said, the word tasting like ash. "If the bag doesn't work in an hour, we take him out. We save the oxygen for the ones who can still walk." This was the reality of the winter siege. The enemy wasn't the Chinese soldier across the ridge. The enemy was the partial pressure of oxygen. At 15,000 feet, there is only roughly 57% of the oxygen available at sea level. The body compensates by producing more red blood cells to carry oxygen, polycythemia. But this turns the blood into a thick sludge, straining the heart and leading to clots. Every human being on that mountain was slowly dying, their biology fighting a war against physics that it could not win. The logistics of ice across the line of actual control. LAC. The situation was worse. Senior Colonel Zhang stood in his command bunker, staring at a blank screen. The smart border was dead, but more importantly, the Iron River, the Qinghai-Tibet Railway, was broken. The sabotage by the R&AW operative in Chapter 7 had been catastrophic. The derailment at the Tanggula Pass had blocked the only rail line capable of sustaining the massive PLA force in the sector. The roads were impassable due to heavy snowfall. The PLA's just-in-time logistics doctrine, modeled after modern supply chains, had collapsed. There was no warehouse full of winter stocks because the algorithm said they wouldn't need it. The algorithm had been wrong. "Colonel," his logistics officer reported, his face gaunt, "we are down to 40% rations. The self-heating meal packs, MRES, are failing. The chemical reaction packs are frozen solid. The soldiers are eating cold rice." "And the fuel?" Zhang asked. "Critical. We have enough to run the perimeter sensors or the heating units, not both." Zhang walked to the viewport. Through the thick, bulletproof glass, he looked out at the frozen expanse of Pangongchou. The lake, usually a brilliant turquoise, was now a sheet of white armor, frozen solid enough to drive a tank across, if they had the fuel to start the tanks. Turn off the sensors," Zhang ordered. "Sir, that leaves us blind." "We're already blind," Zhang snapped. "If the men freeze to death, I have no eyes anyway. Turn off the sensors. Divert all power to the habitats." He looked at the Indian positions on the Finger 4 ridgeline. He knew they were suffering too. He knew that historically the Indian Army was better at this. They had held the Siachen Glacier since 1984. They knew how to suffer. The PLA, for all its technological superiority, had not fought a winter war of attrition since Korea in 1950. "They are waiting for us to break," Zhang whispered. "They are banking on the cold, doing what their guns could not.